about why you're here. Environmental collapse. Growing up in the Bay Area, the environment was never an abstraction for me. Like many, I believed that recycling, consuming consciously, and choosing eco friendly products, paper straws, reusable utensils, the Prius giving way to the Tesla meant I was doing my part. These gestures seemed to signal the arrival of a green revolution. But our guest today, Malcolm Harris, reminds us that such individualized solutions obscure the deeper structural forces driving planetary destruction. If I'm honest, those gestures, the paper straws, the Prius, even the Tesla, were more about consumption choices than about structural change. They reassured me that the market could deliver sustainability so as long as I was a responsible consumer. That is precisely the myth that Malcolm Harris takes aim at in his new book, What's Left. He argues that such individual fixes and even state sponsored green markets don't confront the deeper reality. Capitalism itself is organized to expand value no matter the planetary cost. What we often mistake for climate solutions are, in fact, the very mechanisms that keep us locked inside capital's destructive metabolism. His new book, What's Left, asks a double question: what remains to be done in the face of ecological collapse, and what remains of the left capable of doing it? Harris presents a dialectical study of the climate crisis, focusing on how capital's grip over production prevents humanity from redirecting its collective resources toward survival. As he notes, if Naomi Klein is correct that climate change changes everything, then the question is not simply whether we stop drilling new oil wells, but whether we can seize control of the very machinery that compels us to keep destroying the planet in the first place. In What's Left, Harris examines the ideology of marketcraft, the idea that governments can guide markets into greener, more sustainable outcomes, arguing that this logic entrenches capital's dominance by presenting the market as the only imaginable vehicle for survival. Marketcraft, in Harris's analysis, doesn't dismantle capitalism's compulsions, it repackages them in green rhetoric, making it harder for us to see beyond capital's greenwashing of the crisis. Equally important, Harris engages what Jose Carlos Martigui calls the Indian question: how struggles for a sustainable future intersect with indigenous sovereignty, land, and values. For Harris, the challenge is not only decarbonization, but whether ecological planning can take place without reproducing the dispossession and erasure of native peoples. If the left cannot reconcile climate strategy with indigenous values, the so called green future risks repeating the old colonial order in new form.